Hello, my name is North, and welcome to this tutorial on how to add some dynamic bone colliders to your hands in Unity to use in VRChat. So if you're looking up this video, you probably already have some idea of what colliders are. But basically, dynamic bone colliders are these things that you can put in your hands, or I guess in your feet, or wherever you want to put them, that'll let you use your hands to play around with your ears, or your hair, or your tail, or like whatever part of your body might have dynamic bones. So I'm going to be showing you how to add these colliders to your hands in Unity. So first we have to figure out where we're going to be putting these colliders. So again, you want to be putting them on your hands. So let's find the hands. So we have the main model here. We'll start expanding down through armature, hips, spine, chest. You basically want to dig all the way down on your avatar until you find, in this case, we have the right shoulder, we go to the right upper arm, right forearm, and now we found the right hand. And you actually want to just keep going down kind of as far as you can. A lot of people will say to put the collider in the middle finger. I've been liking to put it in the index finger. It's kind of up to you where you want to put it. I guess the middle finger will put it more centrally located in your hand if that's where you wanted to put it. So again, you don't want to really add it to your hand. Probably you want to add it to one of your fingers on this particular avatar. Some other avatars might be better to add it directly on the hand itself. It just depends on how far you can kind of dig down in this list of things here, which again, depending on the avatar, might be different. It might not be hip, spine, chest. It might be something else, but you'll find your hand somewhere in there if you keep expanding down. So we're going to go ahead and choose the middle finger here. And again, even though I said I like using index, for the purposes of this tutorial, I'll just use the middle finger. You can choose which finger you want to use when you go to do this. It should be the exact same process. So we chose the middle finger here. We'll say add component, dynamic bone, and then we're going to be adding a dynamic bone collider. And you can see right now the radius of the collider is like pretty huge. It basically creates like an invisible ball around your hand, and anything that invisible ball touches that has dynamic bones is going to be affected. So if you left it like this, like you just kind of move your hand a little bit and like your hair would go flying all over the place as though the air was just moving it. And you want it to be so that it's like, it looks like your hand is actually touching your hair, right? Not just the wind like blowing through it. So what we want to do is make that radius smaller so it's a lot closer to the size of the hand. So instead of like 0.5, maybe we do like 0.05. And actually, if we zoom in here, that's even maybe a little bit small. I'm going to make it more like maybe 0.08. And I like to make it a little bit bigger than the hand so you don't have to be like right on top of the dynamic bones to activate them. So now that we have the dynamic bone set here in this hand, you'll see on this model, I believe I have it set on the other hand already as well, the left one. So you want to set it for both the right hand and the left hand on the right middle finger or index finger, whichever finger you choose, and the left index finger or middle finger. But again, we've added it, we've set the radius. Now we want to go ahead and make sure that you can actually use them with the hair, ears, and tail on this model, or whatever you might have dynamic bones on in your particular avatar's model. So we'll go ahead and click on the wolf, which is like the main model here, to bring back all of these options here. And you'll see that there are 3 places for dynamic bone. One of these is going to be the tail, one of these is going to be the hair, and one of these is going to be the ears. And you can see like 2 of them are set to the head and one of them's the hip. So again, this is probably the tail, and these are probably the hair and ears. So what we want to do is, you can see I've already added the left middle finger here. We're going to be adding the right one we just added the colliders to. You just want to click on it and drag it over here onto colliders and drop it, and you'll see it'll end up on the list there. So now we have both hands, you can see it over here too, have colliders. So the same thing over here, we're going to grab the middle finger and we will drop it onto colliders here. And the same thing here, we'll grab the right middle finger and drop it onto colliders. And so now, again, because I already set up the left hand before, both hands now have colliders that will affect the ears, hair, and tail on this avatar. So that's basically it, but there is one more thing to go over. So we're going to go ahead and click on VRChat SDK and show control panel. And then we'll just go to builder here, and you'll see there'll be a bunch more errors than you maybe normally see, but none of them have any kind of action that they're asking you to do. These you can kind of just ignore. They're just letting you know that like adding more and more dynamic bone stuff can make the avatar take up a few more resources, but I've never noticed any performance difference or anything, or it really shouldn't make a huge difference just adding the colliders in your hands like this. So you can totally ignore these warnings and just go ahead and upload as you normally would, which again, if you want to go ahead and just update your avatar with the colliders, you can just leave the blueprint ID as is and just update it from there. Or if you did want to detach that blueprint ID, you could create a brand new avatar with colliders if you wanted to have like a version with colliders and a version without or something like that. So hopefully this helped you add colliders to your avatar and you're able now to play around with your hair and just have fun with it. Take care and north out.